The line dynamics in northern Sabi Sand remain to be the center of attention. After the alleged fight with the Nzenga males, the two Black Thumb brothers eventually reunited in Nkuhuma, giving each other comfort and licking their wounds together. By mid-February, they were nursing full bellies, looking much better and being on the way to recovery. And after being quiet for some time now, they started to roar by the end of the month. It's quite astonishing how both males recovered in just a matter of weeks. The Kula males, who had given them a hard time for the last couple of months, didn't answer. They surprisingly had left the north, inching their way into Nkuhuma territory, giving the Black Thumb males a much-needed break. While this movement came as a surprise, so did the return of Mohawk and his sons. As if the north wasn't packed enough, the coalitions literally swapped places. In the latter part of the month, Mohawk and his sons reunited with the Nkuhumas and shared a buffalo kill with them. With growing confidence, the Nkuhuma males announced their presence, challenging the Black Thumb males who by beginning of March looked so much better compared to a month ago. Everything seemed fine until a few days ago, devastating news came out. The young male with a lip scar had been found dead in Singita. Apparently, his spine was broken and initial reports pointed to a buffalo hunt gone wrong. But as it comes with these type of injuries, there's also speculation out there that he could have been killed by other lions. It's always hard to report on the death of a young lion who would have had his best years still ahead of him. Not to mention it's a blow for the young coalition being led by their father. And with the recent return of the Kula males, they need to regroup to decide their next move. Unfortunately, Lipscar is not the only lion we have lost this month. It's with heavy heart that I have to report that Richnose died in a battle with the Mangeni pride. She raised her two youngsters as a single mom to formidable subadults who just celebrated their second birthday. They were thriving, which is testament to their mother's dedication and care. She was the supermom of Sabi Sand, always keeping them out of harm's way and teaching them everything they need to know to survive. With them being able to participate in hunts, she led them deeper into Plainscamp Core territory, which is also the territory of the Mangeni pride. The Mangeni pride has 10 cubs to protect, which may lead to even more aggressive behavior towards rival prides. The morning this tragic event happened, they were followed by the Mangeni lionesses. The incident itself hadn't been witnessed, but in the afternoon drive, her lifeless body was found by rangers. Even though we don't know the details, she must have stood her ground, giving her youngsters a chance to escape to safety. She leaves behind her two subadults, capable fending for themselves, and in the aftermath they were seen making their own kills. Furthermore, the two youngsters stood their ground when they had an interaction with the Ottawa lionesses. When they stay away from rival prides, they should have an even better chance of survival than the Ottawa lionesses had when they lost their mother. Richnose raised 3 litters and her oldest daughter is already a mother herself. Her oldest son is a member of the Avoca Nkuhuma coalition and will turn 5 years in May. She leaves behind a legacy, and she will be remembered as the great lioness that she was. Therefore, the next video is going to be about her to honor her life. The fathers of Richnose youngsters are the plains camp males, who are defending their territory fiercely against rival males. The two brothers are a strong coalition, but they are also caring fathers. The Mangeni and Chimungwe pride under their control are thriving. This is especially true for the Chimungwe cubs, who get cared for and suckled by not only their mother but also the older Chimungwe lioness. The cubs are 7 months old now and will be fully weaned in the near future. However, I doubt that the older lioness will go back into estrus when she stops lactating. She is fully committed to the well-being of the 2 female cubs, who are the future of the pride. We don't know enough about lions to assume that she made that decision willingly, but her behavior surely doesn't fit into any textbook. On another note, the injury she suffered in a hunt is healing well. The same goes for the Ottawa lioness, who had a deep laceration on her right hind leg. The Ottawas spend a good amount of time this month with their father, who doesn't look well enough to hunt for himself. He is a male in his prime, and it's sad that due to his injuries he has become a shadow of his former self, relying on the support of his daughters. As in the past, the 2 lionesses are doing exceptionally well, but I fear when they attract other males, by experiencing their first estrus cycle, the days of freeloading for the Tambela male may be over soon. The Tsalala lioness turns 5 years in March, and her first estrus cycle started only late last year. If the mating with the Skoro male would have been fruitful, she would be a mum by now. But so far there is no news that she has given birth, which brings the likelihood of the plains camp males being the father of her first litter into perspective. She was seen mating with them in January, which ultimately turns out to be a better choice for her. That being said, the Nkuhuma Breakaway male suddenly disappeared for almost a month, only to show up mid-February to ease our minds. Frequent sightings of this formidable male had become few and far in between, which may have been caused by the high density of nomadic lions looking for territory. This unfortunately meant the end of the brief friendship with the Nkuhuma male, who also moved on. Like their neighbors, the plains camp males, the Nzenga are also fierce defenders of their territory. In this incident, one of them was on the trail of the Kambula males who were trespassing. These 4 young males becoming more and more a wild card, posing a danger to any coalition. It comes to no surprise that the split the Kambulas underwent is permanent, and the Nzenga males divide their attention between the 2 portions of the pride. In the meantime, the 3 young cubs of the splinter group are growing fast, and just so you know, it's 2 girls and a boy. Mala Mala made an announcement. The splinter group will be named Nsevu, while the core pride will be called Kambula by both Mala Mala and Londolozi. After both youngsters had been attacked by other lions, Tieleli, The Talamati Breakaway lioness led them into the western sector, but they didn't stay there for long. When they returned to Nkuhuma, they were looking good, and they even had put on some more weight. Every week brings them closer to becoming a successful hunting unit, and recent sightings showed indeed that the days of starvation are over. Their relatives who have established their territory in the south were showing off their new additions to the pride. The clipped-eared lioness gave birth to 3 cubs, and one of her sisters has a litter of 2. The Nkuhuma males stepped up to the plate, providing protection and sharing food with their growing families. The young Southern Pride lioness also introduced her 3 young cubs to the pride. The young Kula males would have been a big danger for the young cubs, but they have luckily decided to move back north. While in the south, the Kambulas shared a buffalo carcass with the aging southern Avoca male, whose condition deteriorated quite a bit. The stress caused him to lose a big chunk of his mane, and his condition eats away bit by bit. Another intruder in the Nkuhuma territory is the Nkuhuma male. He is in his prime, looking always well fed, and who knows who he's going to befriend next. One former companion of him also returned to the southern Sabi Sand. The younger Talamati male who had spent a couple of weeks in Kruger is back. He was seen recently with members of the Styx Pride, when suddenly the Nkuhuma male showed up and started to give chase. Unfortunately, the older Talamati male is still unaccounted for. It's been 3 months since the Talamati brothers were chased by the Nkuhuma males in December. Despite having no sightings of him, I still hope he is doing well. He could show up one day as he always did in the past, but on the other hand, he wouldn't be the first lion disappearing into Kruger. And who knows, the younger Talamati and the Nkuhuma male could start over and rekindle their friendship. As far as last updates go, the Sand River Pride lionesses don't have any cubs yet. The pride remains split, with the adults spending time with the Nkulu males and the subadults roam in various splinter groups. The health issues of some Nkulu members remain stable, with ups and downs in their condition. It looks like the youngest member, who has often been seen as the weakest, sticks to the lionesses, which guarantees regular meals, while his 2 brothers, number 3 and 5, sometimes look worse than him. Also, male number 4 was seen with his hip bones sticking out. That leaves only 2 members who are in tip-top condition right now. I do hope that the other males are getting stronger, but every coin has 2 sides, and luckily for their neighbors, they're gonna have more time to raise their cubs to independence.